Hey guys, we're going to look at this problem, solution to this one. This is number 6. I sent this problem out the end of last week. And this is a magnetism, electricity and magnetism, so there's aspects of both. This picture should look familiar. This is how a mass spec works in a lab, and so they love to ask these questions. But anyway, what happens is you have this little particle and it's moving through this first part, this like tube part, and this is called the velocity selector. And then when it comes out of this part, so these are parallel plates here. When it comes out, it curves around and hits this this little plate down here, and they measure. What they're doing is that they're going to measure different R's for the different samples that they put in, and they can figure out things like mass and then figure out what things are. But anyway, the first question asks, why does the particle move through the parallel plate section in a straight line? Make myself big. So what's going on here is that you have these parallel plates. There's an electric field generated by those plates. These little X's are the that's our magnetic field. And so what's going on here is this thing's moving in a straight line, part A, because both of the fields are in opposition. So what's going on is the magnetic field is exerting a force that is one way, and the electric field is exerting a force that is in the opposite way. And because of that, the two forces are balanced, and this sucker moves through in a straight line. Now, can we figure out in part B what kind of particle this is? The answer is yes. It is a negative particle. It is negative. And the reason I know that is when it comes out into this region here, all you have is your magnetic field, right? And we can use the right-hand rule. Okay, so it's going in that direction. My fingers are the field, and my thumb is the force. So if I line this up, arm, fingers, my field is into the board. That's what the X's mean. Now, my thumb would point up, as in my force would be up. But as you can see, the thing curves down. It curves that way. So this must be a negative particle, like an electron. And what happens for those is you actually switch your hands for the right-hand rule. Okay? So the force, the magnetic force, is down, as we know, because it gets deflected down. Which means your plates, this should be the positive plate up here, and this is the negative plate. And the reason we can figure that out is because if our magnetic force is down, and this thing's moving in a straight line, then the electric force has got to be up, right? So if this is a little negative particle, then that sucker is going to be attracted to the positive plates. So the electric force is up, but our magnetic force is down, and so it moves at a straight line. And there you go. So that's what's going on there. Okay. We'd have to justify that. We can do that. Part C. Based on your explanation in A, come up with an equation. An equation. Okay, so what's going on here? I gotta fix my board. I'll be right back. Alright, got my board set. Here we go. So they want us to derive an expression for what's going on with those things moving in a straight line. So we have our two fields and our two forces. We have a magnetic force. I'll call that F mag. And that'll be equal to our electric force. I can call that Fe or F electric or something like that. Right? Magnetic force, when you have a particle moving, QVB. For electric force, instead of mg, gravitational, it's QE, that's electric. Now, these two forces are equal, which is why it's moving in a straight line. And I can cancel some things. I can cancel Q. Okay? Okay, this V is not voltage, it's velocity. Okay? There's a couple of equations that we can use here. Get another color. We can use that one. VB is actually a thing. Okay. Magnetic. This is mag. Okay. This is electric. So for this question, this is an older question, but they're all still good. You have to be able to use all of these equations. Velocity is in both. Okay. E here is electric, so I can replace E with that stuff. Okay. Okay. So this V is velocity. This V is voltage. This gets really confusing real quick. This is also called potential difference. Remember, voltage is also called potential difference. So I'm solving for, they want us to come up with a numerical value for potential difference, so voltage. So we're going to solve for that, which means I'm going to multiply both sides by V like that. All right. So my voltage, let me just write volt. I'm going to get confused. dVB, right? And there you go. And you can plug in numbers, figure out what's what. Displacement, velocity, B, okay? Tesla, magnetic field, right? So you put your numbers in. You should get around 3,000 volts when you put all your numbers in there. What are the numbers? Let's see. 5e negative 3. Velocity is 2e to the 6th. And this is 0.3 Tesla. And you should get around 3,000 volts for that question. For this year's test, one of the ways in which they're going to make it harder on you to cheat, to look things up, is that they're going to ask you to explain more. They're going to be looking at concepts versus maybe doing more mathy stuff. The mathy stuff is good because, it shows that you have conceptual understanding of things. Knowing how these fields work, how parallel plates work is all good. But they're probably going to have you write. You're going to be doing more writing than you would in years past. Make myself small. Okay. And then part D. By looking at the circular part of the motion, derive an expression for the mass of the particles. All right. Update my board. All right, so here we go. So for this last part, make myself big. They're really focusing on what happens right here when this thing comes out of the selector and it goes in a circle. So it's going in a circle, and they want you to come up with an expression for mass, which is what these things do in labs, is they're coming up with a value for the mass. So when you're going in a circle, we had a term for that, the net force. When you're going in a circle, we have dubbed FC, centripetal. It's not really a thing, it's the net force. But that's what happens when you go in a circle, and that's from AP1. And in this case, what's being caused by, centripetal force is always caused by something. Like if you turn your car, your car only turns because of that force between the tires and the ground, which is called friction. In this case, it's being turned because of a magnetic force. Okay, and of course magnetic force we just saw was QVB. Centripetal force, you're going to have to look that up. mv squared over r. Okay, so those are your two forces. These are both velocity, which means this v cancels one of those v's out, and you're solving for mass. So I'm going to multiply both sides by r, and then divide by v. Mass will equal to VR over V. And then you can plug all those numbers in and solve for mass. And it'll be pretty small because it's some little particle. So anyway, here again, maybe you won't be doing all the mathiness. The conceptual part about why is this thing turning, what's going on there, is the most important part. So I hope this makes sense, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.